All right, bro, what's good?
What's good, man?
For the people who don't know you, introduce yourself and what it is you do.
Man, my name is JOVAUGHN Norwood. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Denver, Colorado, born and raised. And I own a photography company, and I also do public speaking on different platforms as well.
You say you already say you're from Denver.
Yeah.
What schools you go to out here?
Man, I honestly was a little scattered around growing up, you know. From an early childhood, I went to Hallett Elementary over on the east side, and then I went to Park Hill for a little bit. Then I sprouted out here to the Montbello area, and I went to Northeast Academy. From there, I pivoted over to MLK, Martin Luther King Jr. Early College, and ultimately I ended up going to 3 different high schools, High Tech, Prep Academy on the east side, and then ended off with Emily Griffith High School to end it off. So yeah, I was pretty scattered around from school to school.
Every school in Colorado. Well, shit, how was your childhood, man, out here?
Man, my childhood was up and down, you know. Like, there was a lot of good memories, a lot of fun things that went on, you know. For the most part, it was kind of hard to keep friendships going, you know, with certain groups of people. But once we moved out here to Montbello, you know, that was the most stability me and my family ever had at a point in time. So ultimately, you know, we was able to, you know, build connections that lasted forever. And you know, outside of that, you know, it wasn't nothing crazy, you know, just tough times and, you know, good times.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how was that Montbello experience? The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Man, the Montbello experience was cool, bro. Honestly, it was something to do every single day. You know, it's like kids on the block, you know, banging at each other's doors early in the morning, trying to go to churches and, you know, get some food in the morning, or go to summer school and get some food, and then, you know, going to John and Mess over here, you know, just hooping and playing in the field and things like that, and, you know, just cool moments, you know. And then there was also, you know, little fights and stuff that was going on, and stuff at the park, you know, trying to be tough and, you know, trying to play the games. And yeah, it was a cool experience, you know. It was the most dope experience I ever had.
I know you got a lot of siblings, man, too, so
yes.
Run them down, talk about your siblings, bro. Show them some love, man.
Man, yeah, so I have my oldest sister, Essence. She is 29 years old. She's about to be 30. I have my brother, Micah. He's 27 years old. He's about to, he just turned 27 years old. And I have my other oldest sister, Charity. She just turned 25 this year. She'll be 26 next year. Then I have myself, I'm 24. I just turned 24 in June. Then I have my 2 youngest sisters. Autumn, she is 20 years old. She'll be 21 next year. And then I have my baby sister, Majesty. She's 18. She'll be 19 in December. So yeah, I have a lot of siblings, you know, from my mom. And then with my dad, you know, he's got 3 other ones, you know, got 2 twins, and then, you know, a baby boy.
Sheesh. So
yeah.
y'all was raised by a single mother, you know what I'm saying? Miss Lisa, shit.
Mom Dukes.
Yeah. Talk about Lisa Lee, man.
Man, Mom Dukes is a phenomenal woman. You know, it's like, you know, when I look over my life, I know, you know, I wouldn't be the man that I am today if it wasn't for my mom. You know, she's truly been such an example of, you know, pure faith and, you know, strength and endurance in life. You know, if I could sum her up into 3 words, you know, those would be the words, because, you know, like I mentioned, in our childhood, it was kind of ups and downs, and some of those down moments, I truly seen my mom endure a lot of things. You know, she's been through a lot of health problems, relationship problems, financial problems, you know, just so much. And, you know, she's given me the courage in life to become who I am today, and to ultimately believe in God and put God first, because great things come out of it. So yeah, she's a great woman of God, and she's a great cook as well. If y'all ever need some food, you know, let her know. You know, she go dumb.
I know.
She go dumb in that kitchen.
Hell yeah. So you said you a photographer too, man. Like, how'd you get into photography?
Yeah, so I actually started photography back in 2014. You know, it was kind of just like a hobby at the time, you know. But if I'm really giving you like the origins of how I found the passion, when I was a little kid, you know, my mom had this big envelope full of family pictures and stuff, and I would always be the kid sneaking in her closet and taking the photos out the photo book and, you know, looking over them when she's not home, taking pictures on my Android phone of them and stuff like that, trying to, you know, keep them for myself. And, you know, honestly, you know, that sparked a passion in me that was like, you know what, I want to try this. I want to take pictures and things like that. So I started with my Android back in 2014 and eventually worked to the iPhone vlogging camera, and then where I'm at today with the Canon T6i.
All right, bet. So, like, do you have like, I guess, set prices and set packages, and it's like, is that the type of photography you do where you hire clients, or you do like, you out there doing cityscape, landscape, like what's the details of your photography you do now?
Okay, yeah, so what I do now, I do portrait photography. That's the main thing I focus on. I can do all types of photography, obviously, you know, but portrait photography is where I'm at because I have a great calling within my life to be able to connect with people really well. So, you know, it's all about bringing out genuine emotions and, you know, telling stories through the photography and creating moments that'll last forever. As far as pricing goes, I do have a set price. You know, I charge $250 an hour, but, you know, after that, you know, it can range, you know, 50 plus after, you know, time, you know, but it's nothing crazy. Being honest with you, I think every business has it like this. Every owner is like, you know, it's certain people that you do certain deals with, you know, that, you know, are going to tap in with you consistently, you know, so you give them like a set price for the month, and then we'll do a series of photo shoots. But other than that, you know,
it's just working with people, you know.
Yeah, it's all about the person.
Yeah, building rapport and all that good shit. Yeah. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say next. This look bad on camera. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all in advance. These questions is on the fly. These ain't wrote down.
You feel me?
Cause shit, have you shot any video or anything like that?
You know what? That's something that I'm still waiting to get into for the most part, because recently, you know, I went through a tough experience, you know, losing all of my things that I own. You know, I ended up homeless last year, and I put all my belongings in the storage, and all of it got auctioned off when I wasn't able to, you know, maintain my bill. You know, I lost my job, so my computer was gone. So, you know, ultimately, you know, kind of put me back in a little bit of a sense, but at the same time, it didn't necessarily knock me back, because, you know, God really had me start investing heavy into just my calling of speaking to people, you know, and, you know, just getting into using what I had at the beginning. I mentioned, you know, I started off with my Android camera with photography. That gave me the indication that as long as I use what's in my hand at the time, I can be successful at whatever I put my mind to. So God will bless me with more, you know, as time goes on. But
and that's a perfect transition into like what you're doing now. Like you're doing like these amazing vlogs where you talk about basically all things positive, all things motivational. Like it's definitely like heavy in religion, which is cool, you know what I'm saying? And shit, how'd you start doing that?
Yeah, man, so honestly, you know, it started early on in my teenage years. You know, I really started to have this indication that this was something that, you know, God wanted me to do. He started to speak to me in private about certain things. He told me personally that he put a word inside of me that, you know, was going to break a lot of people free in life. And, you know, there's been words I've spoken on my platforms that have broken a lot of people free, but I still, as an individual, I still feel like there's a word that I'm going to speak that is truly going to break a lot of people free, and going to break just bondage over my family, bondage over, you know, myself, bondage over, you know, just so many people through my ministry and my business. So ultimately, you know, around like 16, 17 was around the time where I really started to, you know, get heavy into it. God prompted me to buy my first vlogging camera, as I mentioned, and I would go to the park and I would sit down and I'll start, you know, recording videos. And during that time, I didn't have the confidence to truly just keep the videos uploaded and stuff like that, because I was too insecure about the way I looked, the way I sounded, dressed, everything. So I would delete the videos, and, you know, they kind of just sitting in my vlogging camera right now, yet to be released for all of y'all to see one day, you know. But for the most part, you know, now I'm here.
I would ask like, what's your influence, your biggest influence on your style of vlogging, but you pretty much already said it is God.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I have a little bit of an influence as well, you know, with the way that I record videos. So when I first hopped on TikTok, you know, I kind of just went on there and just kind of spoke to people how it came out. But Pastor Dwight Buckner is somebody that, you know, I look at the style that he does, like he keeps it very short and smooth, and then he encourages his followers to comment after, like, you know, if you're in agreement with this word, you know, type God's gonna make it happen, or God's gonna do it, or I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me, or whatever. And you just encourage your fans to engage with you. And that was something that I kind of recently picked up on and started to do, because I noticed, like, I'm not a clout chaser, you know, and I'm not somebody who really cares about the likes and the follows and stuff, but I know I can't have that mindset if I'm going to be trying to make a living out of it eventually and wanting to keep doing this full time. I'm going to have to get engagement, and I'm going to have to find ways to get people to share, like, and comment my videos. So yeah, I just started recently implementing that into my catalog, and, you know, it's been working out for me.
So what's the process like when you about to record a video? Do you know what you're gonna say? Do you pull up to the park, because you specialize in the park? Do you pull up to the park with a blank slate and just kind of sit down and just let it come to you, or you got shit plotted out? I got 7, 8 videos I'm about to do, and I'm gonna say this certain thing this certain day, or like how did that work? What's the process? Yeah, so the process is actually different for every content creator, honestly, that does what I do. But for me, it starts the night before. I pray about things. I read my Bible every single day. I Bible study, and God gives me, you know, indication on what he wants me to speak about. Now, there are some days he'll switch it up on me, and it's all about just learning how to adapt and not be so set in one way and kind of being religious about things, habitual. But, you know, honestly, it's like, for the most part, I used to go to the park and, you know, I would just walk over there and, you know, I just freestyle. Whatever comes to my spirit. I always pray before every single video that the videos touch who they're meant to touch and impact people the right way, you know. And, you know, from there, you know, I freestyle, or sometimes I have written down words and stuff like that, and then just kind of still freestyle within like
having the script.
And shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. So what was your most successful video?
Oh, yeah, that's easy. It was a prophetic word that the Lord spoke to me. I actually went to a park one day, and, you know, like we mentioned, I actually had a plot about what I was going to be talking about that day. And that day I ended up talking about anxiety, depression, things like that, how to overcome those things. And I also was, you know, introducing, oddly enough, I was introducing people to, you know, the name of the community that God gave me, which is Chain Breakers United, a generation of chain breakers. So I started to call my fans, my followers, chain breakers and stuff that day, and introduce them to that. And as I was sitting at the park, you know, God just started to talk to me as I was looking at my phone, looking at how many likes and views I had on TikTok on a recent video. And he started to tell me the little number is what matters over the big number. And when he was saying that little number, it's the likes instead of the views, because he was letting me know there's going to be a lot of people watching you, but a little bit of people supporting you. And he was kind of giving it in a revelation of, in his word, how he talks about there being a narrow path that the righteous walk down, only few will make it into the kingdom of heaven. And then there's a broad path that the world walks in, most people walk in that are living in the world, you know. And he kind of put it like that, like most people are in the world, they're not going to support you, they're not going to agree with the message of God, but it's okay, keep pushing, because those few people that you're impacting, those are the people you do it for, not the big group of people that are watching you, you know. So yeah, it got 1.2 million views and like 300-something thousand likes and like 20-something thousand shares. So it blew up. It was the first viral video I ever had, and it really gave me the courage to see that, man, I have a reach. I could actually reach people. I actually thought I could never like reach people like that, but I got a reach. So it just gave me the motivation to keep going, but not expect to go viral every single time though, you know? But
did it activate like a new sense of responsibility.
Yeah, it did.
Like you
because
really gotta watch what you say.
Because you know it's so crazy, bro. Like I have it in one of my videos on TikTok, you know, but I was showing my followers just how powerful God is. Like last year I had like 300 some followers on TikTok, and at first I was uploading on my TikTok like photo shoots I was doing and attaching it to music and putting little edits into it or whatever, and that wasn't getting me nowhere, you know. But I only had 300 followers, and I asked God to bless me with 1,000 followers by the end of last year, and he blew my mind. You know, after that video I ended up getting like 36,000 followers, you know. And it just goes to show you, if you keep showing up, you know, you keep doing what God's calling on you to do, and you step into your purpose, there's benefits and perks that come with it. You know, not only are you going to grow in your value, but you help other people grow in their value as well, you know, and you start doing things you never did before. So, yeah, it's a beautiful
boy
experience.
growing up. I'm proud, man. I'm proud, especially like
it,
like knowing you damn near your whole life. I'm proud, like, to see like who you become, man.
I appreciate that so much, bro.
Man. How do you handle haters?
Easy, man. I literally ignore them. You know, I ignore them. Like, because being honest with you, I grew up early on getting bullied a lot. You know, a lot of people hating on me for no reason, you know, things like that. And I held on to that trauma, that hurt, for a long time in my life, and it held me back from opportunities. It held me back from my blessings. And I just got to a point in my relationship with God, you know, that your identity comes from God, you know that your value comes from him, and your blessings come from him. So what people have to say about me, what people think about me, doesn't affect me. You know, sometimes I've seen certain stuff be said about me, and of course I'm a human, you know. I'm like, bro, get out of here with that, you know, like, that's weird or whatever. But outside of that, I'm not going to give you the luxury of pulling on my energy for me to gossip to people about you, or I'm not about to be sitting here making diss tracks about you or uploading videos about you. Like, nah, I'm just going to let you feel my success. We don't get bitter, we get better. You feel?
Oh, I love it.
We just grow and we elevate.
I love it. So we're going to transition a little bit, because I know you have a lot to say about a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's why you're here. Shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. So
it was good.
how you feel about the state of our race in America, man?
Man, honestly, you know, I feel like it's a thing that's all on God's timing. You know, I think a lot of people have this notion in their head that Black people's calling in life is to overtake white people and take over America, right? Like, eventually our people are going to rise up and we're going to be the head and not the tail. We're the chosen people and things like that. And, you know, we are chosen people. You know, when Christ was here, he did look like us, right?
Yeah.
But the main thing is we have to understand that Christ came back for the Jews and the Gentiles, which means everybody has an opportunity to be saved. Everybody has an opportunity to elevate, which means, yes, Black people go through specific trials in life that white people do not go through, that Hispanics do not go through. I feel every single race has their own little things that go on inside their households, their social dynamics, everything. And I think, you know, honestly, where it is with Black people, the main thing any Black person that is successful can preach to another Black person is, you know, sorry about that, don't follow, you know, trends, number one. And, you know, don't be so caught up in caring about the idolization of material things, because a lot of us have consumer mentalities, and we want to wear things and we want to be associated with things that make us look good. But truly, you know, a lot of us are not intelligent. A lot of us are not reading every single day. A lot of us are not praying every single day. A lot of us are not actually building our value and understanding, if you want to make money, bro, it comes from value. Money attracts value. It's not about how hard you work, who's the hardest worker in the room. It's not about who's the flyest in the room. You know, I just feel like, you know, our people have to get out of this crab in the bucket mentality. And, you know, I also feel like, you know, our people are in a better position than we've been, you know, for generations, you know, because of the internet, you know, because of, you know, the opportunities that we have out here. So there's a lot of opportunity to prosper. Just don't focus on race. Just focus on your purpose in life, you know, what God called you to do.
Oh, I love it. That's a gem right there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so talk about family dynamics.
Man, there's a lot that goes into family dynamics. If we're talking about, like, you know, the parts that we can improve on and the parts that we can fix, I feel like one of the biggest things, and then we talk about it, you know, this can be in every family, but I'm going to speak specifically for, you know, African Americans. You know, what I've seen in our culture and things is a lot of sweeping under the rug. I feel like those family dynamics are toxic because what happens is, you know, kind of similar to the way I grew up. When I go through, you know, traumatic experiences, or, you know, I'm hurt inside, when I want to communicate, you know, how I'm feeling to the people that are around me that are supposed to love me and my family, support me, uplift me, and things like that, it's usually nobody to turn to, you know, but God, you know. And it's like, that's okay for me to turn to God, but God also works in the form of his people, humans, you know. So he wants us to come together and understand unity, but we can't understand how to be on one accord and, you know, have a purpose as a family, how to love each other, how to build businesses, you know, how to do anything if we're battling against each other, you know. And, you know, I think when we're sweeping things under the rug and acting like things never happened, you know, that creates a toxic dynamic inside the family structure, you know, and it ultimately affects all parties involved, you know.
Right.
And yeah, man, there's just so many other things to talk about with the family dynamics, but I know that's one thing that popped in my head for sure. It's like, stop sweeping stuff under the rug, bro.
Like, major shit that happened and no one wants to talk about it because they don't want someone else to feel away.
Exactly.
But it's like the elephant is still in the room.
Like, let's learn to communicate better. You feel me? Because everything starts with communication, right? You know, if we can't communicate, then what do we have? And more than anything, respect. Respect each other. Like, stop disrespecting each other. Like, families are not meant to be pit up against each other. I'm here to say, like, yes, everybody that is your blood ain't necessarily your soul family. You know, they not necessarily your destiny helper. So, yes, have discernment and know who's who and what's what. But at the end of the day, we need to operate in what God is, which is love. We need to operate in love and support each other and uplift each other so that, you know, all of us can prosper. God's kingdom can continue to grow. You know, it's not about you, it's about everybody, you know. So it starts with family.
I love it. I love it. So how do you think we can improve, like, the relationship we have, like, with the opposite gender, man? Because nowadays it's a whole lot of anti-man. It's a whole lot of women ain't the same, women ain't traditional, men ain't traditional, you know what I'm saying? Women are the bosses, men are the peasants, you know, vice versa. How can we improve this whole battle of the sexes? Like, what can we do about this to at least bring it down to a level to where we're all, like, at least getting along and, like you said, respecting one another?
Yeah, you know, it's going to sound very cliche, you know, but honestly, you know, this is the truth. You know, it's important for all of us to read the Word of God, right? Because the Word of God is living and it's breathing. And what the Word of God does is it gives us the foundation of creation. It gives us the foundation of our purpose and our identity in life. What a man is, you know, what a woman is, what a man's role is, what a woman's role is, how we're supposed to work together, because once again, it's about family.
And complementary to each other.
You know, men can't achieve things in this life without women. Women, you cannot achieve things without a man. And it's so important for you to understand, like, life is so much more than, you know, being about a bag. You know, life is so much more than twerking and showing off your body and doing X, Y, and Z. Life is more than sleeping up under a woman and leeching off of her. Life is so much more than that. Like,
let's go.
When you're operating as a man in your feminine energy and you're being lazy and you want a woman to take care of you, you know, you don't want to work, you know, you don't want to pray for her, you don't want to be a trustworthy man that, you know, when y'all run into problems, she knows she can count on you. You're not going to shut down and run and start, you know, smoking weed every day or drinking alcohol or popping perkies or doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, she wants to know that she's got a man that is firm in his identity and knows no matter what adversities y'all go through, that he can stand up as a man and be a leader, and he's not gonna freak out, and he's got a vision, you know. And I think that's what a lot of men nowadays lack, is vision. the main thing that a lot of men lack nowadays is discipline. You're not a man if you can't be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? A man that has self-control over his own selfish desires is a man that is to be honored and a man that is to be praised. Like, he's a man of valor, he's a man of God, and he exemplifies the true character of God. But a woman that doesn't know how to pray, a woman that doesn't know how to nurture, and a woman that is not modest, it's not a woman that is to be praised, you know? At the end of the day, it's like, you know, you got a lot of women out here that are expecting men to pay all their bills and do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, you can want a traditional man or whatever, but the main thing you should want is a man that loves the Lord, you know, a man that truly has identity in life, truly loves himself, truly carries himself like a man and does what a man's supposed to do. And you're just supposed to compliment that. But, you know, having the mindset that as a woman, I'm supposed to sit around at the house every day and just be lazy and all my bills are paid, like, that's just, I honestly look at that as like a lazy mentality, you know?
What would you call like a active wife?
An active wife?
Yeah, active wife. Like a wife that's fulfilling her role.
Man, honestly, nurturing. A woman that knows how to love and knows how to build the things and the people around her, you know, because that's what it's about. Like, when God sent Eve for Adam, she was his helper. She knew how to help cultivate things, you know. And, you know, I think it's just very important, especially with women, because women got to understand the power they carry. Like, yes, men are very powerful, and we're the face of everything that goes on in the world, right? Everything runs through a man, you know? But ultimately, women are the ones behind all of that, though.
They're like, the battery in our back. Like,
you feel me?
Shit.
Like, y'all have a big influence on us. You know, what you speak, like, God talks about it in his word that, you know, a woman can either build up her house or she can tear it down. You know, so I've been in a situation in my own life, been in a relationship where, you know, me and my ex were living together, and, you know, this woman tore me down every single day, just spoke down on me. Rather I'm doing good, rather I'm doing bad, it don't matter. Like, it was always just nagging, always just, you're not this, you're not that. And ultimately, you got to see how that affects me, how it affects you, how it affects our bills, everything. It affects everything, you know? So it's just like, we got to know how to work together and how to get out of this stance of expecting people to do things for you that only you should be able to do. Like, it's not a man's job to love you. It's your job to love you, and it's your job to understand that you're loved by God. Nobody can ever love you the way God does, but you deserve love from the people that come in your life. But don't put your identity and your everything into man, because people let you down.
Yeah, set yourself up for failure.
Man.
So, what's next for you when it comes to the vlogging, public speaking, photography? Like, what's on the horizon for JOVAUGHN?
Man, honestly, a lot, you know. When it comes to public speaking, right now I'm doing a series called Getting to Know JOVAUGHN, and, you know, I'm kind of adapting and getting used to it, kind of learning how to let people in on my life and who I am without trying to be so, like, detail oriented, just telling all my business. You know, I just want to get to the general senses of, here's some good things that's going on in my life, and then here's some things I've went through, and here's how God's helped me get out of it. Because my main objective with public speaking and with speaking in general is just to bring souls closer to God, right? You know, that's my life's mission, is to love God above all things and to help other people learn how to have a relationship with God. Because as long as we have God, we have everything in life. There's nothing that we're lacking. There's nothing we're needing for. So that's my objective through my content, and that's what I'm doing right now with public speaking. With photography, I want to eventually open up, you know, a studio. You know, that's something that I'm looking into, you know, so that takes a lot more resources and funds and stuff. So, you know, I'm looking into opening up that, but more than anything, I want to take somebody under my wing, and I want to teach somebody. I think that's one of my biggest things. It's just giving back, and, you know.
We on the same track, because I guess I will say it on camera, about to start a nonprofit photography school for the kids.
That's cold.
So by the end of this year, we're gonna have a VICUALS nonprofit.
Oh yeah.
for the kids. So yeah, we on the same track, and we gonna connect on that.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
Yeah, I want to tell you personally, like I said, we grew up together, and I watched you mature to a young man, and nigga, I am proud of you.
I appreciate that so much, bro.
From you 10 years ago to you now at 24, like you've grown tremendously, and I would never expected this version of you sitting right here. Like for real, I would never expected this version of you. So I'm super proud of you. I'm super proud of your siblings. I'm proud of your mom. All she's overcome. I'm just proud because we practically family. You my little brother. So
yeah, man.
I'm fucking proud of you, bro.
I appreciate that so much, man, and I'm proud of you as well. You know, you've grown tremendously over the years. You know, the thing that a lot of people don't know, you know, is that, you know, they don't see all the behind the scenes stuff.
They don't know. They don't even see me right now.
Yeah, they don't know the Vic before the music, before the confidence, before everything. You know, it's like people just see what they see, and people want to eat off of what's been already built, you know. But like I said earlier in the conversation, it all starts inside, you know. It's about having identity, and when you find your identity in life, you have the power to impact so many people more than what you even expect, you know. So to see all of us growing into who we are today, and you know, just letting God take the wheel and just doing what we're called to do, you know, giving back, you know, pouring into each other, into the community, into the world, and sharing our gifts and talents is beautiful to see, because there's a lot of people, believe it or not, that are out there that just don't have that confidence. You know, they're literally just kind of like robots, living, existing every day, and
it's way more than you think, man.
You know, going to work every day, getting told what to do. They don't have ownership in life when it comes to their voice and having a voice for themselves, a mind for themselves, you know, any opportunities for themselves, you know, anything. It's just, man, it's hard out there. So to see that you're overcoming that percentage of people, it's a beautiful thing. I
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
So before I start crying, the bulk of the interview is over. You know what I'm saying? We talked about pretty much everything, your background, what you do, you know what I'm saying, what you're trying to do, how you feel about certain, you know, hot topics in our culture, because all that pop culture shit don't matter. We're talking about like the real
still.
Shit. Yeah, the real shit, not the social media shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to ask you a bunch of random questions.
Okay, bet.
They ain't invasive, they just like red or green type shit.
Yeah.
So your favorite non-vlog photography or public speaking activity? If you ain't doing what you do, if you ain't being JOVAUGHN, what do you like to do?
Well, JOVAUGHN just likes to chill at the park and just, you know, chill by myself and, you know, relax. I go to the park to vlog and stuff like that, but that's always been my spot, you know, to just spend time in peace. So, yeah, I like the park, you know.
All right, bet. When life gets tough, who's your crutch?
God. Jesus Christ.
Period. Seafood or soul food?
Soul food. Soul food. Can't go wrong.
Your favorite thing to cook?
Oh, my favorite thing to cook. Dang, that's hard. Probably soul food, bro. Like fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, greens, baked beans, stuff like that. Like the cool stuff.
All right. Half of this might be hypothetical.
Okay.
But just think about the future. Wife's cooking or mom's cooking?
Ooh.
Yeah, nigga, you better
I ain't married yet, but
you better say the right answer.
Mom Dukes, she go crazy. So I'm gonna have to say as of right now, Mom Dukes. But I don't think anybody would ever top my mom. Being honest with you, it's just she's got a different type of touch when it comes to cooking, because that's her anointing in life. So I can't overlook her cooking.
Hell yeah.
But shout out to my future wife. If you know how to get down, you know how to get down, and that's why I married you.
But you up against a fucking goat.
A goat, you feel me?
You up
like
against a goat.
You up against some heat.
Hell yeah. Best music album of all time?
Whoa, you went there, bro.
Yeah.
You went there.
Yeah.
Dang. Man, bro, I'm a big fan of J. Cole. So I'm gonna honestly have to say Forest Hill Drive. I could listen to that whole album on repeat I still till this day listen to that album. So.
And that's 2014.
2014, yeah.
That's almost a decade old already.
Man, yeah, that's the album.
Yeah. Old school cars or new school cars?
Being honest with you, I've never driven an old school car before in my life. I've always driven like newer cars and things like that. But if I'm talking about just the aesthetic, old school for me, you know, because it's just something about the way that they made old school cars. I just feel there was a different level of variety. Everything didn't look alike, and I don't think everything felt the same as far as driving. I can imagine, you know?
Yeah, that shit was heavy.
Yeah.
You felt power, like when I had that box Chevy, nigga, you felt poureful on the road. Like, man, I would knock this whole building down with the front end of this car. You hit my car,
nigga,
you're gonna die. Like, nigga, you're gonna get hurt. You hit this motherfucker. So it's a different level of power. Funny. Like what I got now is like the newer shit is like this motherfucker crush.
Right, this
under
cool.
anything. Like,
like
let a bale of hay fall on this bitch, I'm dead.
Right, let some hell run down.
Right,
it's over.
But them old schools, that heavy metal, that
is different.
It's different.
Yeah.
All right, greatest music artist of all time. Yep, I'm fucking you up with the music. Yep.
Man, those are the questions, because man, like, I'm a big music fan, bro, very big, and there's so many different artists and genres and cadences. Okay, do you want me to like answer like in a bias? Because if I'm being biased of just my opinion instead of just
how you
what it really is, though.
Yeah, fuck who might really be the greatest.
Yeah.
Who you feel is the greatest? Who does it for you?
Who does it for me? J. Cole, bro.
Hell yeah.
Because Cole, the thing about Cole is he really connects as an artist. He tells his story, and you know, through his storytelling, you can find a lot of inspiration to grow, a lot of motivation, you know, to succeed in life. And also you can understand a level of humbleness of what it kind of feels like to translate from going from nothing to having everything, and what that looks like in a way through his music. Like, he's one of the artists that can truly paint a picture. Like, as you listen, you imagine.
Exactly.
A lot of music nowadays is you listen, and I can't imagine anything other than women twerking and just lust, bro. Lust or drugs or death or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a lost art, you know what I'm saying, to paint positive pictures, you know what I mean? It's
for real.
Even if the pictures ain't positive, just to be able to paint anything, it's a lost art when it comes to hip hop.
Oh yeah.
Because ain't nobody talking about a fucking
nothing
thing.
Bro. It's all about just this certain sound that just everybody wants to hear. But I think it's dying off, being honest with you. I think people are tired of it. Yeah.
You see how the motherfucking them charts, ain't no hip hop songs in the top 5, whatever they were saying. It's like hip hop.
And this, the honest truth, they don't deserve to be.
Hell no, because ain't nothing good.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, like, come on, like, let's be for real. Like, how long do y'all think y'all gonna get away with putting out, excuse my language, half-ass work? You know what I'm saying? Like, how long do you think you're going to get away with that? And, you know, people are not going to wake up to see that, like, bro, I work hard every single day at what I do. I put a lot of passion and time into this, you know? Yeah. And for people that just ain't putting in no type of work for real and just getting handouts, bro, all that got to stop. All that got to stop, man.
Yeah, it's like, don't want to sound jealous, but it's like the wrong people are in the wrong positions right now.
Absolutely.
Because they steering the culture off a motherfucking cliff.
Because one of the biggest problems with it is that ultimately it's a business now with everything. And wherever the money and the numbers are going to come from, unfortunately, that's where businesses try to drive their content and, you know, just their influence. You know, it's like, forget morals and values, forget what's right, you know, and what's wrong. As long as we're getting paid, that's all that matters to a lot of these corporations and industry cats and
all of them.
You know, yeah, like, that's all that matters. They don't care how it's affecting our children. They don't care about how it's affecting our health, our spiritual. They just want the dollar, you know.
Man.
But it's horrible. But, you know, it's got to change. You know, we need fresh faces in there, real music back in. You know, Bring back that feel.
Yeah, it's some good ones out here. It's some good ones out here, and I'm looking forward to their takeover.
Yeah.
To their being in the right position. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
right, and like whether they believe it or not, that shit has a major impact on the youth.
Yeah,
You
it
got a
does.
motherfucker like Cole or Kendrick or fucking like the Lauryn Hill types, and like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna shout out my artist Asha Renee. Like, you got them types who's influencing people in the positive way. Like, you have no choice but to bring up the kids right.
Yeah.
But if you got a motherfucker glorifying like, I sold dope, I don't value women, you know, drugs is my life, it's like, what the fuck you think they gonna do? If this is a major part of black culture.
Yeah.
And not American culture. I'm gonna say black, because all races, they all coming up like that.
Yeah.
Heavily influenced by music. Every fucking generation, every race have been heavily influenced by music. The 60s, the 70s, the 80s, it's just the fucking 2000s and the 2010s and the 20s generation, these last 23 years, we've been steered the wrong way.
But our people are the face of that, though.
The face, so, you know what I'm saying, we get the brunt of it.
Because once again, going back to our conversation earlier, our people think that we need all this material and we need to be doing what the world is telling us to do in order to be valuable. It's like, listen, women, y'all don't gotta sell y'all bodies on Instagram. Like, be a modest woman. Let your value come from what's in your heart, what's in your spirit, not what's in your pants. You know what I'm saying? Man. Not what's on your chest. You know, like, but that's not where your value comes from.
The people who pushing us to motherfucking idolize material things are the seller of material things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's a big ass trap that we gotta work our way out of.
I think the reason why I'm bringing up women, giving the example of women, because
they the head of
women right now in the world are the face of so much going on right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's two ways that people in the world in power control the masses, and it's through women and children, right? That's how they get majority of their revenue. So if we can get women on the right accord right now and get our women to stop doing OnlyFans. If you're gonna do OnlyFans, do the right thing on OnlyFans. Use the platform for right, because do you want your daughter growing up selling that type of content on the media? Imagine if your kids stumble across a video of you doing something on there because they friends. It's like, your mom's on OnlyFans. Did you see? How embarrassing is that, fam? Like, be for real. Like, you want people who aren't even really intimate with you to see intimate things about you. You know, like, you got to understand your power in life, your identity, and how you're affecting the people around you and yourself. You can't build a solid foundation in life, generational wealth, doing things like that. You feel what I'm saying? So it starts right now. We need to get our women on deck, but men, y'all got to get on deck as well, man. And y'all got to stop feeding y'all lust and feeding into it. Cash apping these girls simply off of just how they look. Bro, quit being thirsty, bro.
That's horrible.
Like, I see it all the time on TikTok, bro. I swear to you, these girls go live and these dudes be like, what's your Cash App? What's your Cash App? And I'm like, why y'all so thirsty over
pretty?
Bro, and I got told in the comments that it ain't tricking if you got it. We could tell who's really broke. It ain't tricking if you got it, but why be desperate is what I'm saying. You're not doing nothing but talking about nothing on TikTok, and these dudes is cash apping you, and you're willing to take their money for what?
Like, niggas
to use them?
that money. That is horrible. That is,
yeah. It's just like, bro, don't do that. Don't take advantage of people as women. But men, stop letting your lust get out of control where you feeding into all of this.
Yeah, letting your lust control you.
Man.
A man under self-control is the most powerful ass man.
Powerful.
Let's talk about something happy. Fuck that. Right. What is your happiest moment this year?
Ooh. Honestly, I would say the happiest moment I had, it wasn't necessarily an individual thing, but it was my little sister graduating. I was very proud of my sister graduating, you know, because ultimately, you know, seeing her do something that, you know, I didn't do, seeing her do something that some of my other siblings didn't do, and then just a lot of people don't do in general. It was very powerful to see her graduate high school and take that leap of faith, because what was powerful about it is I know what's going on at home, you know, and I know how tough it is, her childhood's been. So for her to persevere through all of it and still, you know, come out 10 toes and be one of the top in her class and be able to speak up on that stage too, that's powerful, man.
Shout out to Madge.
Shout out to Majesty.
Hell yeah. What is the most important thing you've ever done?
Ooh.
Yeah, nigga. I'm here hitting them. Bam, body blow. Uppercut.
I'm gonna give you two.
Yep.
One, giving my life to Christ. That was the most powerful thing I ever chose to do. And number two, it's the most powerful thing, right? The most important thing. Yeah, the second most important thing that I ever did was taking the risk, like taking the chance on myself, I believe, you know, because I feel like the journey I'm on right now, I'm still waiting to see certain fruits play out, you know, and come into my life. But I can see that what I'm doing, a lot of people don't have the courage to do. So I'm already in uncharted territory with me leaving my job and choosing to invest solely in myself and my business, and just trust that with me putting out what I'm putting out and doing what I'm doing, I'm going to attract what I believe, you know, so it's going to pay off.
I can't remember a leap of faith that I've took personally that didn't work.
Yeah.
Once I took that first one, I just kept taking them, and my wings is big right now. So,
hey man,
keep leaving, bro, because you're doing well.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro.
All right, finish this sentence. If I didn't have my creative outlet,
honestly, bro, if I didn't have my creative outlet, I'd probably try to be like a manager to a WWE superstar.
This nigga's dumb.
You feel me? Like,
Mouth
bro,
for the South.
You feel me? Like, honestly, I've always, as a kid, loved WWE, so I would probably want to be involved in WWE in some type of capacity and be playing the character, managing like the most dominant character. But I would probably do like an annoying character that's just always like, people don't like, you know, spiritual things, or, you know, I guess what people call religious stuff.
Yeah.
But I would have like an annoying character that's always trying to preach to somebody and speak the truth to them, even though he's saying the truth. Like, he'll be annoying though, and like he'll be the most dominant dude though. Like,
makes sense. You be like the biggest heel manager of all time.
Yeah, but
and always
really,
told the truth.
Always told the truth.
They just didn't want to hear that shit.
You feel me? He's annoying. We don't want to see this.
Boo,
you feel me? Like, man, yeah, I would do that. That would be cool.
That's hard. All right, so interview's over. I guess officially, this is the point. This is the section of the episode where I tell my guests to talk their shit. So at this time, you could look at the camera, say anything to whoever, however, whatever. The floor is yours. Promote yourselves, you know, shout out your socials, talk your shit. The floor is yours.
Man, talk my stuff, bro. I'm not used to talking my stuff, like, you know, being all out there, but you can follow me on TikTok at JOVAUGHN_GoldenRev. He'll have it in the video down below. You can follow me on YouTube at Trying the Whole World, or you can just type in my name, JOVAUGHN Norwood, and you'll find me. On Facebook, JOVAUGHN Norwood. Instagram, JOVAUGHN Norwood Official 4. And if you want to check out my photography, Golden Revolution Photography, check that out. And also, you know, I'm gonna talk my stuff. Listen, for all y'all out there, you feel me? All y'all out there that is hating on the next person for doing what they do, listen, you got to take all that hate out your heart, and you got to start seeing the value in who you are, okay? Like, all I want when I'm speaking to y'all on my platform is the best. I see a lot of y'all watching. A lot. Bro, start hitting the like button if you gonna watch. Don't be a monitoring spirit. Don't be one of these people just coming and trying to get the scoop on what I'm doing or what I'm talking about to go gossip. If you support me, support me. Stop talking about me to people Actually hit that share button, you know, quit. Like if you was uploading content, you would want somebody to support you. So support me, help me grow. If you really mess with me, you mess with me. If you don't, you don't, and that's cool. But you know, start liking, start supporting. Don't be weird, because you do it for your favorite artists, you do it for your other favorite content creators, so do it for me. Period. Talk my stuff.
All right. I'm Big Carter. This is JOVAUGHN Norwood, Mr. Golden Revolution.
Yes, sir. The GR.
Yes, sir. This has been another episode of What's Good.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Hey.